Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check.
Hearing one channel, and then I put it in, and it got louder. Directly.
Good evening. It's good to see you. Thanks for coming along today. Had a really good event with the Air Force Academy graduates. Really proud of those guys. I think they're going to do great. And just a really cool thing. I mean, one of the real highlights of my job. So I was happy to be there with them. and hopefully they have a good time celebrating with their families tonight. Questions?
I hope you got a chance to ice your hands on a lot of handshakes.
It's funny. The hand shaking was less painful than the salutes. When you do 1,000 salutes right in a row, it actually stresses your shoulder a little bit. So it was like doing sun gods back in Marine Corps boot camp.
Mr. Vice President, on Iran, can you give us an update on where the negotiations are, and when do you expect the president to sign this MOU?
Well, I think it's hard to say exactly when or if the president's going to sign the MOU. We're going back and forth on a couple of language points. I do think that we've made a lot of progress here. It's very clear that I think the Iranians, they want a deal, and they want to open the Straits of Hormuz. We want them to open the Straits of Hormuz. There are a couple of issues on the nuclear stuff, the highly enriched stockpile, and also the question of enrichment. So, we're going back and forth with them. We do think they're negotiating, at least so far, in good faith, and we're making some progress. Hopefully we'll continue to make progress. The president will be in a position where he can endorse the agreement, but obviously that's still TBD.
That Iran is negotiating a good thing. But why do we believe that the ceasefire is holding when we keep on intercepting missiles that keep on striking?
Well, these ceasefires are always a little messy, and sometimes the guys at the lower level aren't communicating with the guys at the top level. Sometimes people make mistakes, but even when the ceasefire is holding, as we've seen, not just in Iran, but all over the world, sometimes these things have little flare-ups. I think our approach has been to enforce the ceasefire, to defend ourselves when fired upon. The president's been very clear that if we're fired upon, we're going to fire back. But if you compare the conflict now to where it was 5-6 weeks ago, I think the president's ceasefire is very much holding.
And a quick follow-up on discussion of nuclear enrichment. Does that mean that Iran is open to putting on paper something regarding either removing the enrichment from the country or allowing it to get diluted, or doing something with in this agreement right now?
Yeah, we'll see, right? I mean, part of what we're trying to do here is really set the stage for a successful negotiation. There are certain details that are going to have to be figured out that are going to take a little bit of time to figure out. I mean, just take, for example, even if you come to an agreement on, let's say, destroying the enriched stockpile, how do you do it? When do you do it? How do you actually get access to it? As the president said repeatedly, we did very effectively bury that stuff very deeply underground. So there are a lot of details to work out. But what I mean is I think we're making progress. We're getting to a point where we could potentially sit down and settle these issues. But that requires us to make a little bit more progress. I can't guarantee that we're going to get there, but right now I feel pretty good about it.
Has there ever been concerns that the U.S. is being strung along by Iran?
Well, I think there's always a concern whenever you're in a negotiation that the other party is not actually going to meet up their obligation. They're actually not going to satisfy their end of the obligation. But all you can do is try to verify, right? We try to get things in a position where we're getting a good win for the American people. You don't take anything on faith, even the guarantee that they not build or procure a nuclear program, which is something they have agreed to. We're going to have to verify that over time. So I think there's always a concern that the negotiating party is not going to meet their end of the bargain. So that's why we have verification processes in place. I will say, and this is my last comment on this, if you look at what we've already accomplished here, assuming that we're able to get to a final agreement here, we're reopening the Straits of Hormuz. We've already decimated their conventional military, and we're in a position where we could substantially set back their nuclear program, not just during the term of this president, but over the long term. That's a very, very good thing for the American people. So we're not there yet, but we're very close, and we're going to keep on working at it. Thank you, guys. Have a good evening.